Hey guys, welcome back to According To. I'm Megan.
And I'm Ciera. And for this week's episode, Megan and I are going to be going through a new subreddit. This one is called
Mildly Infuriating.
Yes. So the idea for this came about because Megan and I have been getting the same farmer's insurance ad on our YouTube. And it's these two guys just... Megan thought it was an athlete.
We don't know who
I genuinely don't know who it is. I think it's
Well, I'm
no
just
one.
like, then who is it? Why do we care about this guy?
That's part of why it makes me mad.
There are many things about this that make us mad.
This no-name person and the like farmer's insurance guy, and they're like playing tennis, and then the no-name guy is just like, we are partners, and that's the ad. I'm like, who is this supposed to be? If it's
what
supposed
is the
to be
tennis play?
Famous, like the only thing about it is that it just rhymes with their phrase. It makes no sense to me. So it was making me mad.
And it just sounds so awkward. It's just the most annoying 5 seconds of your life. So that was where we were like, okay, we're going to come up with like a full list of like things that infuriate us. And then we did not. It was kind of hard
the only
too.
thing I was like thinking, you know, when someone steps on the back of your shoe, that
is
me
really
irrationally
infuriating.
mad.
Yeah. So we were going to use the subreddit to kind of help infuriate us a little bit more, I guess.
Or like it's also, you know, maybe there's things that people post that we can like dissect and say like, why are they mad about that? Or like, you know, if it wouldn't be something that makes us mad, like we can chat a little bit.
We'll do the
That's the
psychology
nature
behind
of this
it.
podcast, is just us chatting.
Of course, before we jump into the meat of the episode, we're going to do our catch up, we're going to do our weekly spotlights, and we're going to do our book updates. So, also, last Saturday, we posted our first February book club recap. So if you are a member, you guys should make sure you check that out either on Spotify or Patreon. And we're currently in the midst of voting for our next book. So again, if you're interested, the link's always in the description or in the episode details. What is your weekly spotlight?
My weekly spotlight, I think, is going to be that I've got a new PR distance. I ran 8 miles yesterday, and I feel like, I mean, I've gone on like different runs, like some have been easier, some have been harder. This obviously like makes sense that it's been like one of my harder ones. I think this is the first run. Granted, I didn't have any water, I didn't have any like snacks or replenishing gels or whatever, and so I think this run made me realize like perhaps for this type of distance or like the length of time that I'm running, I need to replenish myself, because I was starting to feel like the lactic acid like building up in my legs, and I was like, I think this is a sign that I need something because I'm running out of energy. So my boyfriend gave me like 2 gels. I'm kind of grossed out by them because it's like supposed to be chocolate flavored and then one's vanilla flavored, and I was like, I was kind of hoping for some fruity or something.
I've seen like people use like peanut butter, but that's like just they'll do straight up like peanut butter.
I mean, we'll see what I end up choosing, but that's what I have right now.
My weekly spotlight was that we booked a vacation.
That's also a good one.
So Ciera and I have decided, our mom's actually coming with us too. We are going to Costa Rica, and we still need to plan out the details and stuff, but I'm very much looking forward to it. If you guys have been to Costa Rica and have any specific recommendations, you could send them our way. We're going specifically to like La Fortuna and Santa Teresa area, so specifically around there would probably be preferred. But I'm really looking forward to it. We haven't been on an extended trip since like a year ago when we went to the Virgin Islands, so I'm just looking forward to it, and I think it'll be right when I need it, because I'm starting to just like, I feel like I'm getting in the thick of it with work a little bit right now. It's just like, it's just been busy so
season.
Yeah,
that is exciting. Book update wise, last book that I finished.
I've been going crazy with my reading, you guys.
You have been doing very well.
I've finished 12 books so far this year, and I'm on my 13th, and I've just been going crazy. I think that I've probably finished 2 books since we last spoke, because I don't know if I had finished The Blood Trader yet, but I gave that one 4 stars, and I really enjoyed that whole series. Like, I don't know if I'd say it's a 5-star series, but I just really, really enjoyed that whole series. And I gave that second book 4.5 stars. I loved the characters. And I was honestly kind of debating. I was like, in terms of like YA fantasy series, Can you think of any other ones besides like Powerless and then this one that we've read that's like YA specific? I was kind of just like questioning myself.
Broken Heart YA?
Yes, but I honestly don't really hype that one up very much. So like that one's not really like in competition, but I was kind of just questioning myself, like what one would I think is like higher? And I kind of feel like I maybe am saying The Prison Healer is a higher ranked series for me than Powerless. So
that's saying something.
So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. And then I read Heartless Hunters. Ciera already read this one. It's also called The Crimson Moth, depending on where you read it. And this one was like such a quick, fast read.
I do
for me.
remember it also being a fast read.
I don't know,
like
I know the chapters are extremely short, so I don't know if that just like kind of collectively makes it so it's not really as many pages as you think it would be. Because I read this in like 2 to 3 days, and it just seemed like it went super, super fast. I gave this one 4 stars as well. I enjoyed it. I feel like honestly, if you're trying to get into fantasy, it's a very like, it's not a complex fantasy thing. Like there's not like a whole world or system you have to learn. It's just like, I guess Divine Rivals is like another YA duology that I guess I saw someone compare it to, which I don't know that they're like that comparable, but I liked it, and I added the second book onto my TBR. So
did it? Because Heartless Hunter is listed as YA. Do you feel like it should be YA? Because I feel like there was one scene that I was like, this is YA.
There's probably one scene that could make it not YA.
Like, I don't know what, if it's
I was anticipating, because like leading up, I was kind of like, I could anticipate this being like more of like a closed door thing, like that still insinuates something, but it wasn't entirely closed door.
Right.
It's not like the most explicit thing I've ever read either.
So I'm like, if YA is like just PG-13, then I guess it, matches up. But I was like, that kind of surprised me.
Yeah. So.
Because I read it, and then I was like, was that YA? And it is. So.
And then I'm currently reading, I just started this yesterday. I decided I've been really in just like, I've read a lot of fantasy books recently. And so I was like, let me take a short little break from fantasy. Although I've got to admit, like, I've kind of just been like ready to rock and roll with my fantasy.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And so I'm reading The X-Vows by Jessica Joyce, I think is her name. And I've just had it on my TBR for a little bit, and it's fairly well rated. Let me see. It has a 4.15 and 39,000 ratings on Goodreads. And Sarah Caroli really enjoyed it and gave it 5 stars. So I follow her, and that's when I like added it to my TBR. So it's just kind of been on my radar. And to be honest, which this is a good thing, it's kind of giving me Happy Place vibes a little bit, because it's like surrounding a wedding. And it's like, it seems like they're kind of having to like, they're not fake dating, like they're broken up, but they're having like to like be nice to each other for the sake of like this wedding that's going on. And it's funny because I was just asking Ciera, I was like, I feel like I should reread Happy Place. Like it's just kind of
and then this book
calling my name
into your lap.
And now I feel like I'm reading a new book, but it is kind of giving me similar vibes to Happy Place. So I think it's all working out well.
Speaking of Emily Henry, I just got the paperback version of Funny Story, which I still have not read yet.
Which is crazy.
Shocking.
Yeah.
It is.
Because you're an Emily Henry, like her biggest fan.
I know. So maybe after I finish reading, I'm currently reading One Dark Window. I don't know if I gave my book update. I read The Prison Healer, gave it 4 stars. Would like to continue the series like relatively soon, but I'm reading One Dark Window for book club right now. I'm enjoying it. I'm like a third of the way through. And then pending what we pick for podcast book club, I may need to jump on that.
I feel like you got time to fit something else in there. I think
maybe I should read Funny Story after One Dark Window.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. We'll see if I can squeeze it in. But yeah, now it's sitting on top of Happy Place. I've got all of the Emily Henry contemporary romance universe out until, what is her next book that comes out next month?
Great Big Beautiful Life.
I'm excited for that one. That's why I need to read Funny Story. So like, I feel like when that one comes out, I'm going to be like on it and like reading it. So
there's so many
book
books
update.
coming out in April. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. Anything else?
Anything else too?
Anything life-wise? I mean, we booked our trip. That's exciting. Otherwise, kind of same old. So, at least for me.
Me as well. Okay. So this is someone posting a picture of what looks like a local news story says virtual reality enables students to go on a field trip without leaving their school. This is mildly infuriating to them. No extra comments or
Virtual
anything.
and field trip, kind of an oxymoron. Does it say what it's for? What the field trip would entail?
Just a picture. So like, no, they're not. Here's the thing.
You know what? I have a mildly infuriating thing. It's not infuriating to me, but like, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, this person has no idea what they're talking about, and that makes me mad. So this relates to a local news story. And if you guys don't know, Ciera and I are both physical therapists. We both work in skilled nursing and long-term care. There are different levels of care. And at like the very basis of just kind of how they're classified, you know, someone who's in independent living, they're completely independent. They're just like in a senior living apartment. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Typically like that means the difference between like a senior living apartment and like a regular apartment is it's typically more community oriented.
Right.
Where there are like activities for like the seniors to get together. They have like clubs and stuff. Not to say a regular apartment couldn't do that, but an apartment typically wouldn't facilitate that.
Assisted living is going to be someone maybe needs like, that can really vary, but it's like the person's not going to be more than like a one assist, and usually like for the most part they should be independent and able to like be by themselves like throughout the day, but maybe they need someone to come in for help with dressing or toileting or showering, giving their meds, and maybe helping like get their meals situated and stuff.
Or like typically at those types of facilities, meals are provided for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so like they don't need to cook it all if they don't want to.
Right. Long-term care is anything greater than that. Okay. Someone needs someone fairly consistently if they're in a long-term care level of care. That's the point of this. Okay. So there was an article that was posted like on our local news channel yesterday or 2 days ago. And I don't remember the exact title, but it was like new service, long-term care being provided like at home. And I was kind of like, well, I'm intrigued because I don't really understand how this is happening unless you have 24/7 like caregiver assistance,
which is the other reason that it's weird that this story was posted, because like those things and services do exist.
Basically, I just don't think they were using the like long-term care appropriately for this article for what it was, because to me it literally seemed like they were saying they have a physician provider go see this person once a month, and then other than that, as far as I could tell, this person is living independently. So I just didn't really understand like why the terminology, what was the terminology being used for, what was the story for, and it just made me confused as a reader and as someone who like works in long-term care. So that was upsetting to me. That was made me angry.
Mildly infuriated. Okay, back to the field trip VR. I feel like this is 21,000 upvotes, which is kind of crazy. I feel like what the infuriating part is if this is taking away from like actual field trips that they would be going on. But my hope is that this would be like supplemental to actual field trips. So like one of the comments someone was saying is great for checking out stuff on the other side of the globe, not great
That's
at their place every normal field trip with
like,
VR.
Let's say it's like, oh, we're doing VR to like the Trevi Fountain. Okay. It's not like we're doing a class field trip to the Trevi Fountain.
Yeah. But if it's like, there's a, like, I can think of one of our like couple field trips that we had growing up would be like to our science center, to Living History Farms, the zoo, like places that are educational and like also it's local to you. I feel like those types of trips should not be taken away. 'Cause it's also like it's a good like just experience to like as a class get out of the school.
I always really liked
I love field
our
trip
grandma
days.
At least a couple times. She was a chaperone, and it was just always a flex when your family member was one of the chaperones, because like,
oh, I'm partnered up with her over here because she's my grandma, so I'm with her.
Yeah,
that was fun. I remember we would get. Do you remember? For whatever reason, Mom would get like field trip outfits for us.
No, I have no.
You don't remember that?
No,
we got like specific like striped. I swear they were pajamas, which is what was weird. Like for Living History Farms, it was like striped shirts with like 3 buttons on top. We got rain boots for it.
The rain boots, I remember. The rest of the outfit,
no,
I do not remember.
Full outfits for the field trip.
They were matching?
They were like coordinated, you know?
Okay. That's like what our mom kind of did.
Same piece, different colors. Like mine was like pink and brown stripes, I feel like, and yours was like blue and green and brown or something.
I feel like I remember, like, were there like frog rain boots? Were these like animal type rain boots? Because I remember that. The rest of the outfit could have been anything.
Anyway.
What other field trips did we go on? Those are the only ones I can think of. Oh my god, do you remember field day?
Yeah. We had a Biztown.
Oh yeah, I also did think of that. I was if you guys don't also do Biztown, it was basically like in 5th grade, our school probably did a couple field trips to like Skate North. Maybe that's just like KTC, I don't know. KTC was like a after school like daycare type of thing. And then what I was talking about, Biztown, that was a local business that I think is still up and running, that they basically have like this little mini town in a building. And when we were in 5th grade,
it was
prior to going on the field trip,
best experience of my elementary school
it was
life.
It was really fun. And I was the IRS agent, so like it shouldn't have been that fun. But like pre going on the field trip in 5th grade, we were like learning kind of like adulting type of stuff, like how to write a check, I don't know what else we learned, but we did things leading up to the field trip to then make it so when we went on the field trip, we could all be like functioning
in the city,
quote unquote adults. And we did like an election beforehand to see who was going to be in like the town hall and the mayor, and you know, you got to like sign up for different jobs. There was a couple interviews depending on the job, so it was kind of like a lengthy, involved process. I ended up being the IRS agent. I wanted to be the treasury, whatever that person did, but I didn't get that job. And so there's a radio station, there was a bank, there was a restaurant, which was just like a Come and Go, because I think Come and Go had sponsored that. What else was there?
There's a library. Did you already say radio station?
Mm-hmm. Just like miscellaneous different buildings and businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone went, like everyone in our 5th grade went, and we all had different jobs, and we were there all day basically, and that was it.
When I tell you guys, it was so much fun. Like
it's basically just like playing house with everyone in your grade,
and like it's all this like equipment and stuff there, like
it was like
in place for you.
The bank had like bank stuff.
Like we had computers.
I had like little tasks that I was doing with my little IRS job.
Yeah, like
people brought me like their checks, I think is what, like they got paid, they'd bring me their check, I would do something with it. I don't know what.
I was at the bank. I filled in for like all of the roles at the bank, but I was the bank CFO. But like filled in for the teller for a little bit, and like again, I don't really remember like the details of what I did,
glamorized
but, like,
the 9 to 5.
people would like come to us for like their break and like come and bring us their checks, and like we'd enter it. I think we like had a number for them to like enter it in, like enter the amount that they earned or something. I don't know, but like just like those types of tasks were so fun.
I miss it.
So as long as VR is not taking that away, it's fine. Okay, someone posted a picture of McDonald's that was from 2009. I'll show you the photo. It's basically just like a super colorful like animal, like, you know, this is for kids McDonald's.
And now
said,
it's like architecture's just
life was more colorful back then, sad face. And then it shows modern day McDonald's. You guys are familiar with the outside of the buildings being literally just
I've
gray.
never seen a McDonald's quite as crazy as the one they just showed, but like they certainly, it's just hard because like we live in a society where like everything's trying to just like modernize, and like
or like building codes are so much more strict now that I feel like, you know, if McDonald's wants to like build in certain areas, there are certain, I can think of like our mom's like area that she lives in, like have specific parameters for what businesses need to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, a McDonald's or whatever could just like make an exception for that one place of like, okay, well, just how we look here, and then like keep our spunky vibe everywhere else. Or
but there's probably just like a lot of those codes now.
Yeah, and I think it's probably like cheaper to simplify things.
And also like styles change so quickly. I feel like you're going to have to spend less on like remodeling and like updating if you just preemptively go with like a more simple design. Less things to break, less things to replace.
Yeah. Someone said, I feel like this is happening everywhere. Less marketed at children, which is also kind of true. Someone said, I think this is happening because they're not focused on kids anymore. Nowadays, kids are just watching to a screen all the time, and they no longer play in the kids area.
True. Honestly, how many McDonald's like places just don't even have a play place? Like most of them don't.
Not, yeah.
Like I'm actually just kind of now realizing like how much they actually like. They usually don't. There used to be one by our dad's house that did have a play place, but now it's closed. And also like I'm just thinking of the other McDonald's that I know, and I'm like, dang, I don't think they add play places to those things anymore. What other is McDonald's the only fast food place that like has a play place?
Chick-fil-A, at least one by our mom's house, had one.
Oh yeah, I
don't think
that.
they don't always, but quite a few of them do.
It's just kind of like it makes it so it's just like another thing to like clean up, you know. And who knows what
kind of grosses me out now.
Yeah,
obviously when I was younger,
there was
I would
like
go to the McDonald's
I don't remember which one I'm thinking of, but like there was another McDonald's, not the one by Dad's house, but like there was a different one where it was like it had like maybe it was the one by his house actually. It probably was, because what other one would I be thinking of? But like it had like it was an extensive play place.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it had the bells and
whistles.
Are you talking about
the one right by his house, or like there was one?
I don't know, but there was one. I don't know,
because there was the Treehouse one. That was the one down the road by the mall.
That's the one I'm thinking about.
Okay, yeah.
That was like that really had quite the play place. Yes, I remember that now.
Okay, next one. Someone said, literally 1 minute before my job interview on Zoom. And they have a picture. They have their computer, which I presume they're getting ready to interview on, stacked on some boxes. And their cat has decided that the boxes make a good cat fort.
Oh, no.
I can totally relate to this. Like when Vegas is always kind of mildly infuriating me.
Add him to the list.
It's just like he does in like animals in general. Like, can be so needy for no reason. And so like Vegas loves to like sometimes just like he'll sit and he'll just like watch us or like stare at us, and he has been perfectly cared for. He's been let out, he's gone to the bathroom, he's got water in his bowl, he's got food if he needs it, he's got toys available,
and also like he can go outside if he so pleases, as long as he's not digging a hole, but he himself will like bark to come back inside.
So
and then he's just like
he'll
upset.
just like sit, bark at us. He doesn't like bark like incessantly, but he'll just like he wants your attention. Like he'll bark, and then he's just like, what do you want? And we don't know.
But he has yet to tell us.
So, or like when he'll come inside and like sit on the couch and get like right in our face,
as if his trip outside was not
and then he'll
enjoyable
like, put his paw up on us somewhere.
That's infuriating to me. Him,
that's just regularly infuriating.
Reaching his paw to just like rest on me, and then like I could leave it there and do nothing, and then he'll like
he'll paw you again,
redo it, and then like it just
you just have to hold his hand or something.
He just like can't decide where he wants his paw at. I don't know what the deal is.
He doesn't really like want you to pet him. Like I don't know what
he wants, because then you'll adjust your hand and he'll just paw at you again.
Yeah,
that is infuriating.
So
because then I'm usually just like, do not start this right now.
It's always like when you're trying to like sit and relax,
especially like if I'm trying to sit and read, and then you're trying to get in my way.
He's like pawing at my book,
and I'm like, we cannot, my book is sacred, you cannot mess this up.
Someone said for the picture, haha, to be fair, you built a great cat fort. Cats do love boxes from what I hear. Okay, next, mildly infuriating. So someone ordered food to be delivered to their door. They said, this is a text from the delivery person, ma'am, you have to open the gate. And they responded, opening now. And then the person said, I'm outside in a red car. And the person said, it's apartment 116. And then they said, okay, come get it. They're just going back and forth. That is mildly infuriating.
You know what? I'm having flashbacks to being in Iowa City and like having to always go get the food from like the delivery person.
We just ended up giving up on giving our code
because they'd always be like, they'd be like, we're not allowed to use it, and I'd be like, whatever, you can use it. I just gave it to you. You have my permission. And then like so the time too, we'd be like half the time I swear I would just like I'd be tracking them and I would just like go outside and get it myself, because at that point it's easier.
Yeah. And I
Gotta
mean,
do it myself.
Luckily, we were not like super far. Like we were quite literally like the second apartment on the ground floor. Do you remember when we were in our dorm? All the way on the top floor, you can get Papa John's like once a week.
That was annoying. That was
You have
horrendous.
to run down the stairwell.
You know what's infuriating? Getting
What?
the wrong fast food order. Oh my God.
That's just
'Cause
regular infuriating.
There was one time, because usually when we order pizza, this was not a big deal. We don't usually get our pizza order messed up. But we, for some reason, decided to order Popeyes to our dorm one time. And I think there was like a couple different sides that we selected to get. And I think one of them was like mashed potatoes. We did not get mashed potatoes for one of our sides. It was like
a weird rice type of thing.
It's just like so
It's like
upsetting.
all we wanted was mashed potatoes.
Because it's like you are looking so in college, especially in a freshman dorm, like you only have so many things to look forward to. You have such little control. Okay. So ordering, and especially like we had made a decision, we're going to try something different, you know.
And it was probably through like Grubhub, which took
like so
forever to get.
So expensive too. And to get it wrong, like it's just,
and like we don't have a car, we don't have a choice.
It really breaks your heart. It really does. I remember being so upset when that happened. But you live and you move on.
Someone was saying in response to like the delivery driver not coming to their door, saying, sounds like a good reason to tip yourself and not them.
Usually you just like tip before though.
True.
So that doesn't even work in that case.
Have you seen, we've seen at least one TikTok on this where it was from someone's like Ring doorbell. And they were having like a delivery person come and deliver their food. And they were trying to give them like a tip in cash. It was like this woman driver being like, oh, like, no, you keep that or something. And she was under the impression that like the person wasn't going to tip her because they didn't tip in the app. And this is going to be a bad story because I can't remember exactly like what they did. But like, I think that the delivery driver had done something, not necessarily like to their meal or something, but like, this is like,
So like the delivery driver didn't understand that like the money was meant to act as their tip?
No, like in the app, they had not been tipped.
Okay.
They were getting a cash tip.
But they didn't know that.
Obviously.
Okay.
And so like they were pissed off at the person who had ordered thinking they weren't going to get a tip. And so like, it was like, it had like the same effect of like, they like, you know, if someone messes with your food or something, but like, I don't think they messed with the food because they still gave them all the food. But like they gave them like like you keep the tip, like, or I think she might have just like left a nasty like review on the customer or something.
Okay. And what does that do to the customer?
I don't know, but like she like ended up not taking the tip because she was embarrassed. So
Did she like forgive? Like, did she demonstrate remorse at the end of this, or like no?
Yes, like, well, she was saying like, oh, I'm not taking that tip because I did something.
Oh.
Like that's what she was saying.
Okay, I understand.
She's like, you keep that. I don't deserve that tip.
I mean, at least she said that, I guess. Have a little bit of remorse for whatever you did. That's when she's never going to forget again that like cash tips are a thing.
Yeah, this is disgusting. I bought new shoes for work. This was off the walk from the car to the office. I'll show Megan a photo and she can describe it for you guys. I would not say mildly infuriating. I'd say that's disgusting.
I'm really confused by this person's... Ew. Okay. First of all, these socks are like just... I was confused. This is not mildly infuriating at all. This is ouch and...
disgusting.
Yeah. This person has like blood bleeding through the heels of their socks because of their new shoes. Like that looks very painful. And I'm not sure mildly infuriating is the words I would use to describe that. But
I feel like they need a different Reddit post or Reddit sub. That's disgusting. Get some like heel protectors or whatever to put in your shoe. But like,
how do you like let it? How do you even let that happen?
If I could feel it breaking skin after 2 steps, hold on.
You can tell when like a blister is forming, or I feel like you could feel the blood as well.
Some people are just complacent. and they're like, they like see it through, see whatever they're doing through, and they're like, what the heck?
Stop before it gets to that point.
Okay. Next, mildly infuriating. So they said, my uni essay was 4% plagiarized. And then it said highlighted by system. They have a screenshot of what is that? And their screenshot is a quote from a source. Let me see. They have a second picture in here, which is also a quote from a source.
Don't like assuming
Those systems are usually like first lines of defense, though, right? Like if you're a professor, if you brought it
right.
up to
I'm
your
kind of like
professor, they're supposed to do a lot
I'm-
for a certain amount of like. Everyone knows that you have to like quote things and whatever in most college and high school papers.
I'm kind of making the benefit of the doubt that like this wouldn't lead to like any actual. Like I'm just kind of like flashing back to my own essay writing days. This was actually usually in high school.
Turnitin.com.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. And like there would be a couple times where like I would have like a certain percentage of, you know, supposed plagiarism, but like I never really thought anything of it because I was like, well, I know I didn't plagiarize, so I'm not even mildly infuriated because I didn't do anything wrong. Do you feel like you could tell if an essay was written with AI?
I mean, I would think so, but like
who really knows?
I don't know.
I was just curious.
Someone
I would like
said
to think I could, but
got an $80 snow removal bill from the city. And this appears to be a photo of their front yard. That I presume is before. I would also be mad.
me too. I'd be like, what snow?
So
It's like, it's speckled
spotty
snow,
snow.
okay? It's not even collectively. It's just like there was a dusting of some snow in some spots. You can clearly see the sidewalk and walk safely on the sidewalk without concern.
you know what's mildly infuriating to me? And this is their before versus after. Like, yeah, they cleaned it up, but like y'all did not have to come and do that.
Like it was not against the law what they did.
So they should take that to court. This, speaking of sidewalks and stuff, mildly infuriates me. So I work on a campus that has assisted living, long-term care, independent living, as we discussed earlier. And there are quite a few people who use like walkers and wheelchairs and other equipment within these areas. And granted, is it nice enough outside right now that like a lot of people are walking around outside? Not really, but like they could be. And for whatever reason, like there are always just like these big trucks, like whether it's portable x-ray coming in or like mail people, they'll pull their trucks up and like instead of wanting to like block the whole drive in the front of the building, they'll half pull up onto the sidewalk in front of the building and like literally just block half of the sidewalk. And so that makes me mad because it's like not even wide enough hardly for me to get through where like I have to go out into the street to get around to get in the building. And I'm like, and if someone was walking here with a wheelchair or a walker, they would do what?
Go on the street, I guess.
Like just stay in the road.
yeah.
A car can go around you. Makes no sense. Okay. Next, mildly infuriating. See, this works. It's like reminding us of
Leave
our
a
own.
sticky note next time and just be like park on the road ? And just leave it on the truck.
Okay. Someone said just checked into my hotel for the night and looks like someone left their sock on the ceiling ?
Oh my god. It's literally a sock on a ceiling.
It's just hanging down. That would gross me out so much.
It would gross me out. I'd
Would
be,
you
like,
go
creeped out?
Would you go down to like the front desk and be like, "Can someone remove this?"
I don't know.
Like, because I'm like, I feel
don't-
like I wouldn't, but like I wouldn't want to move it, but I wouldn't want it staying there.
I'm like, it can't stay there, I feel. But maybe,
But, like, what would you do?
maybe what I would do is maybe
You're going down to dinner.
Yeah. I was just going to go there. I was like, I'm either going down to dinner or I'm like getting something from like the little
And you're like,
convenience
by the way.
kiosk thing. And I would just kind of stop by the front desk and be like, this is going to sound so strange, but I'm hoping housekeeping could go take a sock off of my ceiling that I found when I checked in.
No rush on that. I'm going to be down here for like an hour.
But my room is 402. So
yeah, I want it gone when I get back up there. Okay. Again, mildly infuriating. I don't know. I feel like that's just disgusting.
yeah. I was going to say I can't believe housekeeping missed that, but also like I
It's a
could.
sock on the ceiling. They probably weren't looking there.
Right. Yeah.
Next one is at a bakery. It's a photo. It says, "No more cream pies. Sorry, sad face." And they're empty.
Oh my God. This is not infuriating per se, but this is reminding me of my experience on Friday.
Please share.
If you've already heard.
Oh, yeah.
But if you guys have seen the Dubai chocolate strawberries on TikTok, there's a place near us. They actually have 2 locations, but there's a place called Ocha Bubble Tea and Cafe that has started selling these Dubai chocolate strawberry cups, of which I have wanted to try, I've decided. But they're kind of blowing up a little bit now because people keep making TikToks about them. This is how I found out about it. Was a TikTok. But then on Friday, I saw that they were doing a restock of their supplies, and so they were going to start selling them again at 3 o'clock on Friday. So I go right after work to go get my own Dubai chocolate strawberry cup. And I got there probably at like, I don't know, 5. And I was in line. There's still quite a few people in front of me, but like they ran out as I was there. And also like this was just like, it'd been a long day and I was looking forward to this. And then I had to drive like out of my way, like 20-25 minutes to go to this place to then get nothing and then have to turn around and drive all the way back home. So I'm still waiting to try this out, but I will. At least I still care enough to like have it on my to-do list now, but I don't know how long that'll last. Your question.
My question. I've been seeing like Dubai chocolate bars, and then I've been seeing the Dubai chocolate strawberries. What? Because to me, the thing that makes like the chocolate strawberry thing is like the pistachio cream thing that they're doing.
It's that, and there's like a crunchy thing as well in it.
So then what is the chocolate bar?
That has it inside that chocolate bar. That cream and the crunchy thing, it's in the chocolate bar.
Okay, so it's like a pistachio and crunchy thing inside chocolate. Okay. I thought it was just a chocolate bar, and so I was like, what is the Dubai of it all?
And I don't really know what it's going to taste like. I just want to try it.
I feel like you won't like it.
Well, I'll find out.
Like, have you ever had pistachio?
I don't know.
Okay. Someone posted a picture of how his dad pours his beer.
I wonder. So it looks like the entire thing is filled with bubbles. That looks like, and I'm saying this as someone who has, I don't know what happens when you do what type of pours, but I know you're supposed to pour at an angle.
Yeah, so it doesn't do that.
And I'm guessing this dad just
dumped
it straight down to then have the entire thing filled with bubbles.
And then how are you going to drink that?
I mean, I'm assuming it kind of like normalizes out, wouldn't you think?
Maybe a little.
I've tried. I'm thinking of my Nitro Pepsi.
Yeah.
That's like,
that was weird.
First of all, I love the packaging of it. Like, I just like how it looks. And I love,
can.
so I appreciate that. And I love I love that it's a new experience, but I just have to admit, like, as someone who likes a carbonated beverage, it completely takes away the carbonation of the Pepsi, which like it says it's a flat, smooth Pepsi. But like the foam, it's interesting because it literally is like a foam. It's just different. So if you've never tried the Nitro Pepsi and you like kind of the foaminess that is on top of beer or whatever else it might be on, I don't know. But it's an experience. I would recommend it. But you might not like repurchase.
Unique sodas. Have you seen that Coke is out here trying to do orange cream Coke?
I feel like haven't they done that
and I'm
before?
like, didn't you guys had this orange vanilla Coke thing a couple years ago that you were like trying to make all the rage?
To be honest,
what's the difference?
I think
next they're gonna have creamsicle Coke. It's the same thing.
Most Coca-Cola like additional flavors, like I mean I haven't tried all of them obviously, but like they just don't taste good. We tried like what was the collab they did with like marshmallow? I swear they did a collab where like they'll just do like these random like
I don't know. It was like
they're not
like
even
have, like, the
specific
Coke
flavors
spiced or whatever.
They're gross. Like they actually taste gross. I'm not gonna finish drinking the whole thing.
I think Pepsi did a collab with the Jonas Brothers. We never tried that one, but I was like, I felt
They
called
did the
to.
Oreo collab. Like why? Why are they doing
We
that?
never tried the
Like,
Coke, but we tried the Oreos and that was bad.
What focus groups are these passing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess if maybe it passes enough to like the intrigue itself is the sell and it doesn't matter if it tastes good. I don't know. Maybe that's all it is, but it's strange. And then like they're going to have, I just feel like a lot of inventory that like doesn't get sold because then it loses the novelty. And if it doesn't taste good, you don't have people kind of backing it up to be like, well, did you hear about like the new Oreo Coke? It's kind of good. Like they don't have that. It's like, oh, did you hear about the new thing? It's kind of gross. I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, next one. I'm curious. I'm going to show you the picture first.
Like, do I have to figure out what's infuriating?
Sure.
There's multiple handles. So, and they're also uneven. So I'm imagining those are the two infuriating things. So this looks like a set of swinging doors and there's push handles that would make you think you just push it in. They both swing open, but there's also pull handles underneath. So who's
What
to
would
know?
you, like, if you see both of those handles?
I would
what's
push
your
them open.
first?
I would push them open, I think.
I think that was my instinct
Because
too.
I'd be like, why the
Because this
frick are
path of
they?
least resistance. It's always easier to push than to pull.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to go for. The answer for these sets of doors is everyone, myself included, keeps pulling these doors. So you and I would have been right.
I wonder why. Like those clearly seem like they got added later. So like, why?
I don't know. And we may never know.
I've never seen someone put like those push things on a door that you don't push. So
What makes me laugh is that, like, this person says, except there's an extremely faint push sign, but it's on like the push
like
portion
that
of
itself.
the door. Like that probably would have been there even if you had to pull it. It's like we never took this off.
Mm-hmm.
They should take off the pull handles, but I don't know. What do I know? Okay. They said the way Dell sent me a single mouse. It's a photo of their package. And I feel like this just in general is also like, it's a box with the mouse inside of a slightly larger cardboard box inside a then slightly larger cardboard box. And I agree, like, just this in general, like, the idea of, like, sometimes packaging is insane, like, how much we do. And, like, obviously, like, for environmental reasons, sure, but, like, also, why are you wasting all this material and all of, like, the money to package this and, like, the space you're taking up? And, like, imagine if, like, we don't really have, like, customs or anything here in the U.S. to worry about, but, like, I would imagine it would be more expensive if you have customs to, like, get a larger package, right?
I think that makes sense.
So I would be annoyed for that reason as well. Okay. Next one.
This is like a side note, but since it's related to using a mouse, do people at your work, do you feel like they like use mouses at all? Do any of them like have their own mice? Computer mice?
No, we all use Chromebooks.
I know, but like at both my last job, like there were some of my coworkers who like they got their own mouse to like hook up to the computer so they could use it.
Where were they typing? I'm half the time typing on my lap.
Well, I'm saying like if they were in like the therapy gym and able to, you know, have a surface to work on, they like went the extra effort. And I'm just like, I've never been a mouse user ever.
Me neither. But I'm also just like, this is me being like, well, what's y'all's productivity then if you're just sitting there typing? Because I'm like, I'm barely sitting at the desk like to do documentation.
I go in.
I get like a tray table. I've got a tray table that rolls around the gym. Not me personally, but like we have one tray table that if I'm lucky I can snag it.
Oh, we've got a couple of tray tables.
We should get more because we need them.
You should tell your company to buy more.
Oh,
They'd probably like it because they'd be like, if you say we need it for productivity.
We don't get paid based off productivity anymore.
Oh yeah, you're keeping track of that.
They don't care.
Well, you say I care. Here's the thing. I care.
For the sake of my well-being, let's see. Someone posted a picture. My sister's teacher doesn't understand simple algebra. This is the math problem, which I'm kind of confused at right now.
Oh, God. We've got signs in front of this. So all of them have to be like, this is now a -1. This is a -2, a -3.
Well, here's what I don't get. So it's like this whole algebra problem. It starts with 1 minus x. That's in parentheses. 2 minus that parenthetical. Now that's all in parentheses. 3 minus that parenthetical. Now that's in parentheses. And then it goes out. Same thing to 4, 5, and 6 on the outside. How do you... Am I stupid? How do you solve this?
You have to factor the polynomials. You have
it's
to
not
do...
a polynomial. That's only for multiplication.
I know, but so it'd be 1 times the -1. Right?
Oh. So then
it's now -1
plus x.
Yeah.
Do you solve anything by doing this?
I mean, eventually you
Am I
get something
stupid?
else. I've realized, like, a long division, I low-key don't know if I could do it anymore.
Oh, no, I can do long division.
I think, like, I probably actually could, but it's just, like,
I don't know if
I'm
I
not
can do this just
100%
looking at it, honestly.
confident.
Because, wow. And then you have, if it's -1 plus x, then it's just x minus 1.
No one's going to follow along with what we're saying right now,
Yeah.
so it doesn't
Don't
matter.
worry about it, you guys. Neighbor's dog never shuts up and destroys the bottom of the fence. It's a photo of a dog laying at the bottom of the fence. He's dug a hole. This just reminded me. First of all, is that mildly infuriating to you?
To me, no, but maybe if someone didn't like dogs, yes.
Yeah. When I take Vegas on a walk, there's this yard that we pass sometimes. They have 2 golden retrievers. And their backyard, with like the weather that's been like kind of wet, like the snow's melted, the side of their fence and then the back of their fence, straight up mud. And these are Goldens. And I can just see every time they're outside, they're like, there's people that are walking on this path by them. They're constantly running up and down the side of the fence. That's why it's all like muddy and stuff now. And I'm like, oh my God, do your owners have to like literally bathe you every time you come inside? Like they were like,
Vegas
their
knows
fur
where
was
he's
like
at
long.
when he's walking by that yard.
Oh, he gets excited.
He's looking.
He gets excited.
He makes me nervous, honestly, sometimes when we're
He's
passing
gonna tug
by.
ya?
Yeah.
It's like
And
sometimes he cares,
I don't know.
sometimes he
No,
doesn't.
yeah. It's like I never know when he's going to care or not. Because like he's always interested. But sometimes like we will just keep walking and he doesn't do like a yank or pull to like
Say hello.
go check it out. And then sometimes like
He'll
watch
break
out.
your shoulder.
Yeah. I don't know who.
I try to like preemptively be like, Vegas, you're staying by me. Vegas, come here. And like pull him closer.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always work. But we
And
try.
then what's annoying too is like if he's interested, sometimes like he'll just try to keep walking and he can do nothing but like keep turning back
strong.
and looking at the dog.
I think
or
we
people.
told you guys, he is like a rubbernecker. Like if there's a person or a dog or something behind him, like we will oftentimes
dragging
need
him
to like just be like, we're sitting and waiting for them to pass us because
What's annoying is sometimes they'll go in the literal opposite direction and then there is no passing us and he just keeps looking back.
yeah. Next one. This is what happens when a foot of snow on your roof starts to melt and then freezes with wild temperature fluctuations. That's not mildly infuriating to me. Their
This is
windshield
a car.
Yeah.
It's shattered.
The windshield is shattered. Well, like it's still intact, but it is entirely cracked.
No one's driving the car like that.
Right.
And their
And then I don't
hood's
know if the
also
hood of their
dented.
car
Yeah,
is dented
so-
because of that as well.
How did that happen?
A foot of snow started to melt, and then it froze, and there was wild temperature fluctuations.
That's all it takes.
I guess. I don't know.
There was one time, this was
This is a good one.
years ago. Our mom, we were driving to like Christmas Eve at our grandma's house with our mom, and someone driving in front of us, the front of their, or the top of their car must have like had like an ice sheet on it that they obviously like weren't aware of. So it flew off their roof and hit our mom's windshield and just like shattered the whole thing. So that was scary, but obviously like our mom's windshield luckily stayed intact, but it was shattered. And yeah.
But then ever since then, do you always clean off your car and clean off your roof being like, better make sure there's nothing on here?
I mean, I do some snow, but also like I'm guessing they wouldn't have known if a freaking ice sheet was on the roof. I don't know if there's an ice sheet on my roof. I don't climb up to the top of my car to see.
Yeah.
I'm parked in a garage. So
Well, like I'm thinking after work, like this year it snowed enough where you've had to clear off your car. Okay, someone has a picture of a chicken wing, chicken leg, whatever. This is what my friend calls a finished chicken wing. And it's like the ends are still covered in meat and breaded chicken. I must admit,
so hold on. This picture itself is a little bit ridiculous.
this
But
end I would say is finished.
I am someone that
This
like,
end I could eat more.
I'm not getting a fully cleaned up
You
wing
will,
or leg.
Here's the thing you'll never see me do is stick the end of a chicken leg into my mouth and like suck
Pull
it
it out.
off the end.
That's not happening. Because there are gross bits of those chicken legs. And the ends
Like the
are
cartilage,
gross
that's where that
parts.
is. And I don't want any cartilage.
Yeah. Usually our dad, like if I'm eating around him and we have like chicken legs or whatever, like he will be taking the remnants of my
He's like,
chicken.
you're done with that? And I'm like, take it.
Do
It's
it.
all yours. And then he's always like, I grew up at a house of, 10 kids, and which is a lot because he didn't grow up. They were not all there at the same time.
Right.
But he's trying to make a point about, you need to
Every
get
last
drop of food. Okay.
Maybe do one more good one.
I'm trying to find a good one. There's no way the architect thought this was a good idea. That is mildly infuriating.
This has to be like a renovation of some sort, right? It's a stained glass window above an inside door frame where one side is lined up and then the other side is like the window is like 4 inches longer.
It's off center. I mean, personally, I wouldn't have a stained glass window like above
Inside
the bathroom.
It's an interior
anyways.
wall. That's kind of what makes me wonder if it's like an addition, though, a little bit.
Maybe.
Is like, just seems like that maybe would have been an exterior wall. Nonetheless, it's not fun to look at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you could maybe get like a small half curtain above the window to then like hide the discrepancy in the unevenness. You could probably do a little something like that.
Or like get a curtain that can go like on both sides.
That's what I'm
Is that
saying.
you're saying?
Yeah, like a little.
You could do that.
Yeah, that's a feasible fix.
Look at us. We're problem solving now,
Yeah, we'll give you solutions too.
too. Okay. Well, that will be our last mildly infuriating post. Let us know if you guys enjoy this episode. I feel like we were able to go on a lot of different tangents.
So hopefully that
Which
was
is kind of
good.
fun. And it also did end up reminding us of some other things that mildly infuriate us.
Let us know what mildly infuriates you, and we'd love to hear it.
Otherwise, if you guys have not followed our podcast Instagram, you can do that at According To. It's all spelled out.
You guys could go follow us on Instagram too.
Linked in the bio of the podcast Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. If you want to see the video version, you can just search According To Podcast on YouTube. We've got a book club you can join.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere and nowhere.
Truly. I'm like, I haven't posted on Instagram since November, but please follow me.
Yeah. Well, you never know. That's
You
what makes
never
it
know
exciting.
when I'm going to post. I'm going to be going on vacation soon, so I will be posting.
Yeah. Anyway, we will talk to you guys next Thursday.
Bye.